Hey, welcome to another video from RevMedx. So in this video, I have a pretty cool looking pressure bandage that has a feature that's not like any other pressure bandage on the market that I know of. So we're going to take a look at it. This is the Air Wrap made by RevMedx. So the Air Wrap comes in a 4-inch version and a 6-inch version. You can see the packaging here. It is see-through so you can see what's actually in the product. Has directions here. Has two pieces that come with it. We'll take a look at in just a second. But you have the actual bandage, and then you have a bulb syringe, kind of like a blood pressure cuff, that's going to attach to it and pump up the air bladder. So here is the 4-inch model opened up. You have the air bladder. It says this side up. So when we go to put it onto the body, whether it be like in a shoulder, arm, or a leg, you can even do a neck, hip, things like that. You're going to put this side up, wrap it around, however you choose to wrap it, secure it around. It's just like an Israeli, has a stop points on it. So the air bladder does make this pressure bandage different than any other pressure bandage on the market here. It has a lure lock that attaches here. So this kind of pushes in and then you twist it in. That's going to stop air from going out of it. So we pump it up. And the 4-inch has a pressure valve that's going to release once it builds up too much pressure. And then the 6-inch doesn't, but the 4-inch does. And you can see we have popped off the little valve there. Once you get it up to the pressure you desire, to hold pressure, boom, take this off and it's not going to leak down for you. So the Air Wrap doesn't have an absorbent pad back here. In theory, you've already controlled the bleeding because you've put gauze on top, or you've wound packed and you've got the bleeding controlled here. So now you just need good solid pressure. That's what's important when it comes to controlling my major life-threatening bleeding, is the pressure, not exactly absorbing the blood. We're trying to hold good pressure. So you've got the bleeding controlled, now you need to hold pressure, and that's where the Air Wrap is going to come in and be a huge advantage for you. I'm going to show you here on the arm just for demonstration purposes. It does have the Velcro lock, so it stops it from unrolling on you here. Alright, so we've had some bleeding here now that we've controlled, and we want to finish it up with a pressure bandage here. So wrap this around. We put this side up. On the 4-inch, obviously you want to leave this lower lock exposed, and I would leave the pop-up valve exposed too. We get finished up. We're going to run the clips in to hold it in place. Take our bulb here, and you can see, pumping it up, and then we have a little pop-up valve that's popped off right here. The important thing is we are not creating a tourniquet, so when you get this pumped up, you should still have a pulse down here. You can feel a radial pulse. It should still be there. If you do not have a pulse here, you now have a tourniquet. And that's not what we were aiming for. So we'd want to double check this. If we have a pulse, we're good to go. I would check, make sure they can still feel me touching, they can wiggle their fingers, and I would also double check cap refill here. Just a few little assessment tools there to make sure that we do not have a tourniquet applied here. If we did have a tourniquet applied, then all you do is open this valve back up. Hopefully you can pick that up on camera that we had air rushing out. And we would release this until we had a radial pulse here. That way we would just have a pressure bandage. Alright, so where I think a pressure bandage comes in great is like junctional injuries where we cannot get a tourniquet up high enough. You've had to wound pack to get the bleeding controlled. Like this guy right here has a nasty hole right here. So we would want to wound pack this, get the bleeding controlled. And then we can use the 6-inch version on this one. You can see it's a little bit different. There's no pressure valve there, so we can apply it just like we would the other bandage. So we're going to say that we've wound packed here where my hole is. So we're going to wrap it this way here to help hold good pressure where we've wound packed. Imaginary. Okay. Same thing, we have clips down here that we can clip to to make sure this doesn't come unraveled on us. So now we can apply our bulb. Pump it up. Good pressure. Take it off. There again, double checking. Make sure you've got pulse motor sensory, good capillary refill past here. That way you don't have a tourniquet applied here. If you had a neck injury that was bleeding a lot, then I think you could very well apply this bandage here. Kind of the same concept. I would roll it up under the armpit, come back around, and then pump it up. You still have blood flow on this side of the neck, so you're still getting blood flow to the brain. You're not going to cut it off. I wouldn't obviously chuck them out with this. Same thing with the shoulder here. If you're going to apply it here, go up under the arm. Try to do it to myself. This is going to be quite interesting. Okay. Here, pump it up. Now you're putting pressure right into that junctional area where you can't put a tourniquet. So definitely a lot of cool options for this bandage. So we'll kind of give you a size comparison here on the packaging especially, so that's kind of a concern. I don't honestly foresee you putting this in your IFAC on your vest, something like that. I think this probably goes more into a backpack or a vehicle kit. You can see the size difference here. We have an Israeli, which is probably the most popular one here. It's about the same height as packaging, but adding that bulb in there is going to make it a lot wider for your packaging. This is the Elias. It's kind of the same thing. There, that bulb sticking out, it's going to make it a little bit wider. So the Airwrap does have the largest packaging, but I feel like this is probably more going to go into a backpack, more of a bigger kit. You could put this or one of these in your personal kit and then run this into a larger medical bag. Alright, we'll show you here with a 4-inch bandage here. We have a 4-inch Israeli. This is a T3 bandage here. We have an Elias 4-inch. This is a 4-inch Airwrap here. And then an H&H 4-inch bandage. So, not terrible here. Give you kind of a size comparison there. Hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of the packaging size there. So I hope this video helps. You never know when you'll be the first responder. Remember the right gear and the right training. So the Airwrap comes in a 4 and a 6-inch version. This is the packaging. So the Airwrap comes in a 4 and a 6-inch. This is not the way it's supposed to go. I definitely think another area you could apply to is on the neck, like a neck injury, things like that. Same concept here. I would apply it like this and roll it down up under this way, and then you could pump it up on this side over here